begin in St. Paul tonight, where lawmakers have a whirlwind 24 hours to get every bill across the finish line before tomorrow morning, after weeks of missed deadlines and an unfinished budget. ABC 6 News reporter Chandler Jackson is keeping us updated all day, and he joins us live from the Minnesota Capitol tonight. How are things looking, and what kind of progress are we seeing tonight, Chandler?
Yeah, Robin, lawmakers are taking their time today. Very little has made it to the governor's desk by this point in time, but local representatives and senators that I've spoken to over the last few hours say that they are fairly confident that they will still be able to make tomorrow's 7 o'clock deadline.
A quorum is present.
Beyond any individual policy, the biggest goal for Minnesota lawmakers this special session is finishing the state's budget. 14 bills remain, funding things like education, health and human services, and transportation. With such a closely divided legislature, compromise has been the law of the land.
By definition, anything that we pass this session is a compromise, and so that is a challenge. And so again, there's parts of the bills that all of us like and some of us don't like, and that's how it shakes out.
But how those bills are shaking out has some disappointed.
When I look at the bills that came out of the tied House, I believe those were really good faith efforts to have some really amazing policies and budgets passed for the state of Minnesota. Now, after they've been renegotiated with the Senate and with the governor, obviously I believe that many of these bills became weaker.
For Republicans, a major issue are cuts to sectors like nursing homes and education, but raising funding for various government agencies.
Whatever, we know we have a budget deficit coming, so we're going to have to make tough decisions, but the toughest decisions the impact should be on government, not on our citizens.
But Democrats argue the bills are balanced, and funding the government is just as important as funding public resources.
And funding our government agencies is also important because that work does benefit Minnesotans. When people have questions and need resources and need services, that is how that happens. And so it isn't just like throwing money into the air. That benefits Minnesotans as well.
Regardless of how legislators feel about the budget, most of the work has already been done, and now it's just a matter of voting. And with only a small handful of bills having actually made it to the governor's desk by now, it looks like it's still going to be a fairly long night. Robin?
Yeah. Hey, Chandler, quick question. We know that one of the major obstacles for compromise in the budget is whether undocumented immigrants, the parents, adults, should be eligible for MinCare. So have they made a decision on that as of yet?
Yeah, Robin, that topic alone took about 4 hours of conversation in the House this morning, and by the end of it, only narrowly passing by the slimmest of margins, with every Democrat except Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman actually voting against it. And just shortly before we came on the air, the Senate actually passed that bill as well. So that bill will be heading to the governor's desk here in the next couple of hours. Live in St. Paul, I will have more on that later tonight at 6. Live in St. Paul, Chandler Jackson, ABC 6 News.